I've been telling you for weeks to be risk off. No one else has been showing you the weakness, the updates of price action that are showing sweeps, distribution, deviation, stochastic overbought. So many of these factors have really given me the clarity to be de-risked, to be stabled up, and to really monitor how far we potentially could go to the downside. So if you enjoy this, drop a sub, drop a like. But today's video is a GTG exclusive. If you want to join us and start trading with the pros, a community who's been winning now for 2+ years, the link is in the description down below. You want to be part of a community as we head into a more than difficult time to navigate this crypto market. Arguably, you should be with a supportive community during a bear market so you can really capitalize on a bear market into a bull market rather than coming back when everyone is super euphoric and wondering why you never make money because prices are at all-time highs. All right, guys, enjoy this live stream. This is, as always, going out at a slight delay to you on YouTube. If you want to watch this live, join GTD down below. Enjoy. GM everyone. Welcome to the 18th of November. Probably the most spirited I will be throughout today's video as there is extreme fear pretty much everywhere out there at the moment. And there's reasons to be there. Now, we've obviously been discussing quite an honest but realistic perspective for quite a while. We've been quite bearish since basically the highs because of exhaustion, because of deviations, because of distributions, because of swing value patterns. So we should be in no surprise that we have corrected all the way to about 90K so far. Is the bottom in? This is a pivotal level, and we'll be looking at that today. I think I hazard a guess no. I think we probably could go lower. It's just whether we can hold these sort of high time frame areas. Because if we start to lose these, then yeah, I would argue the bear cycle is very much here. So as always, thanks for hanging with me. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a sub and a like. And yeah, enjoy this video. This is exclusive GTG, so check it out down below. You guys get it at a slight delay. Now, as you can see, there's extreme fear pretty much for the past multiple weeks now. So I think the one thing I want to talk about is a lot of people don't realize that you actually get extreme fear at the end of a bull market as well. GM next, hope you're doing well. And GM to everyone else as well in the chat. But what you usually get is at the end of a bull cycle. So at the end of 2017, we had a massive altcoin season. BTC went pretty crazy as well. And then we actually went all the way to 8 on the fear and greed index, okay, at the beginning of 2018. So that was just coming out of the top of a bull market. If we have a look at 2021 as well, so we come and have a look here. At the end of 2021, so that's about here, we actually ended up being very bearish, okay, and had a lot of extreme fear here in January 2022. And that is right when NFTs and altcoins and ETH and everything was at Pico top. So, and we actually had the consequent months as well. So what I'm trying to say is that if we look at an indicator just from this perspective, we actually do see extreme fear after the top is in. So again, just doing analysis, we're actually down at 14 right now for extreme fear and greed, which does insinuate based on what we saw in the history is if the top is in, that top at 126 BTC, then extreme fear right now is right on par with what we saw in the past. There's going to be a couple of charts I'll look at as well. So the clear level for me at the moment is around this 89 to 91. We've been saying it for a while, but like there's daily FVG here, there's a weekly FVG here. Of course, this is probably the area to be very much looking for. There's also the yearly open. Where is that bad boy? Let me pull that open. Okay. Oh, what color are you? Yearly open. Let's make you yellow. Oh, dude, this TradingView sometimes doesn't work properly. Anyways, the yearly open is pretty much, let me mark it out for you guys because it won't change the color. But the yearly open is around this level here. Let's make it yellow for us to look at. So the yearly open is about that. Unfortunately, you can't see it. So slow. Yeah, I mean, it's so dodgy. But yeah, the yearly open, we are below the yearly open. GM, Cappy, GM, Sexy, good to see you both. Below the yearly open, so that's quite bearish as well. BTC is in negative now when you look at it, which is pretty crazy to think. But yeah, basically you got confluence of daily FVG and weekly FVG. How do we draw an FVG? Basically an imbalance of price. Okay, so price has a wick here and price has a gap here. So there's a gap here where price hasn't traded outside of this one candle that it had. So naturally this does come back and form a bit of a magnet. And what you can actually see on the daily as well. Okay, if I draw it as well, the wick was here. And the wick is still the same on the daily as well. So if we just change that color to maybe yellow, that's how you draw your FVGs. Now, normally price loves to come back and test these imbalances, and ideally you get a bit of a sweep, and it kind of pumps like this. But yeah, I mean, we are very bearish at the moment. So this is a critical level for me. So I'm attempting along here. I've got DCA between sort of 93 all the way down to about 87, I think, or 86 maybe. And my stop loss is below this low here at about 83.7. Now, that is risky. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. Pretty much the market has been very corrective. But if we do get one more close, one more relief rally, one more complacency bounce, okay, it's going to be a lower high for me. And it probably could push all the way maybe to 107, 111, something like that, maybe up here. If we do see a bit of a kind of rally like this. Otherwise, if we absolutely shit the bed and go through these FVGs and actually go through some of these Fibonacci levels as well, then yeah, it doesn't look too good. So we're at the golden pocket for this current region from 74 to 126 as well. And we look to be losing that as well. So again, 85 is the absolute lowest I want to see it come in this little vicinity as well. If we look at a higher time frame range as well, from the low of this cycle to the current peak, the 382 is about 84. So that's another reason I've got my stop loss a little bit below there at about 83.7 is that is quite an important level. There is another way that you can look at this as well, but I mean, it looks like the support is breaking here. And like we saw in Solana, as soon as we break this and we can't reclaim, that's about as bearish as you get. And that is very much a key indicator that the cycle is very much in a corrective wave. Often we refer to that as a bear market. So again, why are we so bearish? Well, we had multiple sweeps of this high, okay, up here. We failed to ever show strength. We failed to ever show strength above sort of candles here on the weekly, on the monthly, on the daily. We had swing failure patterns on all time frames of this high as well. And now we're starting to break critical support levels as well. Again, if we look at momentum, okay, the reason we had clarity around this decision. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. My apologies. The reason we had so much clarity around this is because not only did we sweep these highs and have a swing failure pattern, okay, on multiple time frames from all the way from the daily up to about the weekly, we also were so overextended on the weekly stochastic. So we were all the way up here. So naturally, where else can you go except for down, right? And the way you get down on stochastic is either a corrective wave or price has to go sideways for a long period of time. So we had this close here. It would have been really nice if we held this range, but we started to lose pretty critical levels up at this region. Then we obviously had the massive liquidation candle as well, which was pretty much the start of this move. But you've noticed that volume has been crazily low. I spoke about this the other day, but volume has been going down a lot all cycle. Like there's been no real interest in volume at all on Bitcoin. So again, is that ETF swallowing it up a bit? Is it just people not trading in Bitcoin anymore? All these sorts of things. So when do I see this pain ending? Probably still not yet. Like we're well below the pivot. If we look at the weekly stochastic on Bybit, it says 102. If we look at the index, it says about 104. 104. Sorry, 104 on Bybit, 102 on the index. So yeah, we're still that's nearly $15,000 from where price currently is. Yellow being the yearly open. So there's just a lot of bearishness right here. Right now, I don't see it really stopping. Right, like what you would want to see is maybe a V-shaped recovery in Stoke off a key level. So, but again, we still have room here to the downside. So the risk is taking a long here, but I'm happy to take a long here because it's basically the only thing that I'm looking to trade right now. So you will have noticed that a lot of things are showing a lot of weakness right now, and that's because BTC is king, right? And if BTC can't show strength, then a lot of other things are going to suffer way more, okay? So you always want to peg your analysis to what BTC is doing, okay? And if BTC is showing more weakness, it means that you should probably look to get out of those high-risk plays, those on-chain utilities, those on-chain meme coins. Like, I mean, even something like Rekt, which is arguably one of the biggest, strongest brands who have been building, they're delivering and whatnot, there's no insinuating value to them, like to a holder right now of their token. Plus, what I don't like is how negative this volume has been. Like, this has only had 170K volume, okay? And it's just been going down. If we look at SBX, like, the volume for it has been going down, and it just is absolutely dumping. So, like, again, the time to short is up at these highs. When you get a retest of something like this, or it gets pushed up into liquidity, that's the time to short. I don't really like shorting in a down move already. I would much rather sort of see a relief rally, get a short in and do something like this. But we're not even getting that. So that just shows you how much lack of liquidity and volume and interest there really is even in this whole entire market. So again, volume's been going down for a long time across all of these different players. So like even if you look at Mog and Pepe, very similar. Like Mog's at 120. This is going to zero so quickly. And same as Pepe. Like it's at a 2. Yeah, it's below 2 billion now. It's crazy. But again, this is just a sign that we always want to take profits. Okay, this is a sad lesson that I had to learn over the past 7 years. And I'm so grateful that us in the GTG community have managed to de-risk. We've managed to have invalidations due to weakness, and we managed to take profit during euphoria and greed and during a pump into all-time highs. Okay, that is the key. But yeah, any like even on base, you can see like there's just no volume on Keter as well. Like we're breaking key levels. We've now got a lower low here, and we haven't really seen proper volume since June on chain, and that's for Solana too. If you come and have a look at Solana as well, like again, there's no point even trying to trade meme coins. I know people are losing, leaving the group and whatnot because there's no meme coin action. That's fine. You're welcome to do what you want to do. But like outside of like the odd daily runner, which again, this is just so bundled, I would imagine, right? And so manipulated. But outside of this, like the meme coins are barely getting to 500K. And if they are, the people are selling off straight away. And if you look at volume on chain right now, there's only 6 billion. This used to be at 20 billion, guys. So that's down about what? Like 70% in volume. So again, you need volume, you need risk on, you need all these sort of catalysts for meme coins to really thrive. And that's why I haven't been trading them, because it's just like you don't have an edge and there's no way to trade them at the moment. And for goodness sakes, we keep seeing the same meme coins over and over again. Wojak, I think I've seen that meme coin done about 20 times. So again, you're seeing people really trying to grasp onto the end of the bull market right now, in my opinion, and on-chain volume is really suffering. So that's, again, a big reason why the rest of the market is really struggling in comparison to obviously BTC. So just for confluence on that, BTC is only down 2.7%. Solana's down 5%. ETH's down 3%. Hyperliquid, there's a reason I'm looking for a long and to hold spot of Hyperliquid at this stage, unless it obviously invalidates me. But it's only at 1% down, okay? Uni even was at $8 when I went to sleep last night, has corrected as well, and it's obviously got a bit more momentum at the moment. But everything else is down about 5 to 10% across the rest of the market, and memes are getting absolutely hammered. Even Pump is getting absolutely hammered here, being sold off aggressively. So this is why we take aggressive profits during a breakout trade, particularly if we keep an eye on low fibs. And this is why we set low fib targets, right, as our TPs. And I mean, Aussie had a really good one the other day where on his BTC long, he had 1 or 2 hit, and then pretty much we absolutely dumped from there. So Pump's literally doing the same thing as what we had last week, and making sure that we move our stop loss to break even on these trades, because particularly in a market now where it's not very, like if we were back here, so if we were here even earlier this year, if we go back and have a look at, say, maybe even Hyperliquid, like earlier this year or end of last year, like way down here, okay? So where there was just a lot more liquidity on chain, there's a lot more volume on chain, breakouts were strong, okay? A much easier hold. Pengu as well was a great example of this as well earlier in the year in April. There's just so much fear. There's no risk right now on chain. So it makes it harder for you to hold tokens like this, and you need to be extremely strict, or you're going to round trip your gains. It's as simple as that, guys. So I like to try and keep it as real as possible, but I like Hyperliquid here. It's holding a critical range. If BTC can at least hold 89, okay, and move back towards 95 and back maybe towards 100, then Hyperliquid should break out here to about 44, 45. If it can't, then I'm happy to take the swing loss on this trade. It's a 10% loss to the downside with an upside of, again, the R&R here is a 3.1. If we do get at least one relief rally, one complacency bounce, whatever you want to call it, okay? So right now with BTC, I am just watching a few levels, right? So on high time frames, you want to see, you want to see levels come in, okay? You want to see this 382 kind of get back at 96 as well from the swing range, whichever low you want to take it, 98, but probably the low here. The 0.5 of this range from the swing low here at 49K, which was arguably above this liquidity that we obviously front run way back in 24. Again, there's multiple levels here that we are starting to lose. And if we start to lose 87, I think for me, that is pretty much, yeah. Again, if you want to cut it and then look to DCA, BTC down here, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't dump into this and then do a bit of a relief rally and then do something like this over the time and then maybe look to pump. Something like that could easily happen, right? So again, you might not necessarily get lower than this. This is why I'm happy to probably buy just Bitcoin at the moment in this DCA region. I think BTC at 91K is good value. Like, again, I saw people literally on the timeline. I saw people on Instagram buying this at all-time highs. Don't ever buy Bitcoin at all-time highs. It's literally the worst piece of, and these people run communities with thousands of people on them. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, I would much rather buy BTC here at 27% to the downside than buy it up here when it's at all-time highs and everybody is in profit. So, guys, if you have any specific requests, let me know in the chat. But if not, I'm just keeping it real with you. Okay, massive levels here, weekly and daily FVGs to hold around this sort of high 80s to low 90s region. If not, it doesn't look good below there. We do go back to mid 70s very quickly. If we look at Ethereum, it's nearly all the way back at the 0.5 range. I do have that prediction market open on Myriad that it will see 2.5K before it sees 4K. Very confident in that, to be honest. Very confident in that. Whether it comes in sooner rather than later, I'm not sure. Maybe it does take a little bit more time. Where I'd start to be worried is obviously if it does start to pump up towards this region as well. But right now, ETH is very much approaching its 0.5. Okay, from the top to the bottom here, as you can see. And yeah, multi-year swing failure pattern doesn't look good, which means my NFTs don't look good as well. So I think I'm starting to. I'll chat to Craig on stream today, but I might sell my Pudgy Penguin. I think it's just to de-risk. Like, again, what catalyst outside of Abstract TG is there really there to hold? Not really that much. Personally, I'd rather just stack the ETH, and then I have kind of farmed Abstract well enough right now that I don't really need to worry about holding a Pudgy Penguin, which is just going down. I think I'm down to now $5,500. So it is slowly dripping down further. But ETH right now, again, momentum still very steep and has a long way to go. 4K is the pivot for the next weekly close, and we are still only at about the 30th percentile to 40th percentile range. So yeah, in my opinion, price either has to hold up here or we probably go low. Is how this really does start to reset. Solana looks absolutely horrible. Cool dude looks absolutely horrible. And again, a reminder, we told you to be bearish up here. Good morning, Bush. Hope you're doing well. We rejected obviously from previous all-time high. This cycle, the swing here as well that we failed to show was a great example yet again of swing failure patterns at all-time highs, distribution above the top. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, it looks so bearish. And then also as well, resistance from previous cycle as well. So multiple confluence here. Again, we were overextended on stochastic on the weekly here. And we also rejected from the previous support. So I don't know. That's like 4 or 5 things that really showed me here at Solana at 250 to really take profit and to get out of that position. And that has proven to be a very good trade. So, I mean, I believe Sexy's looking for a long right now. A range around this liquidity here at about 130. Tight level for me. And then if not, it definitely starts to go to 120. Honestly, if we lose this range, kind of like Hyperliquid, which I'll go back and talk about shortly, but like Solana has been in this range now for nearly 2 years, March 24. So for me right now, whenever we break out of this range, it is going to be so aggressive. It's probably going to be the downside based on what I'm feeling, where we are, when the analysis is. We could pump and do something like this lower high again, and then go into a bear cycle into 26, 27. But I would say as soon as you break out of an accumulation, a distribution, a reaccumulation, a range, whatever you want to call it, okay, as soon as you break out of a range, usually it's very aggressive one way or another. So we'll keep an eye on where we are with what price is doing. But I would argue it's going to the bottom. So dead oxide, potential stupid question. Stochastic is better than RSI as an indicator. Well, yeah, because, this one is paid. It's by Crown. Gives you the pivot level indicators. It also has some other indicators on this one as well. So it has volatility, which is your colored line. You can't really tell, but this blue, green line, yellow line, where's volatility, where it goes to the upside? Maybe I need to be on lower time frames. Yeah, so this volatility, it has a volatility indicator on it as well. It actually has a short and a long. I wouldn't religiously lie on this, but it does show you shorts and longs or areas to look at shorts and longs. It also has DMI, which is your dots here, which is an indicator you can use. I personally don't use that. And it also has this trending momentum as well with the green bars and the red bars as well. So again, a really good goated indicator plus the pivot. I would highly recommend checking this one out compared to, RSI is great. It's a very simple indicator, but this one just is a bit more on, I use both. I still use RSI. I still use MACD. I still use CCI divergences and stuff. I just like this indicator. It's fantastic for really momentum plays and where price is. Like where price is oversold or where price is overbought as well. Yeah, CFD is also good by Cappy as well. But yeah, there's so many good indicators to use out there, and that's why we have them in the indicated channel as well. All right, so we'll look at Hyperliquid. So basically the same with Hyperliquid. So the reason I want to be bullish here is because It's holding up a range very well. It is holding up a very strong range. Bottomed here on the daily, but there is a bit of pressure still on higher time frames. So again, if BTC shits the bed, everything's going to shit the bed. But it's worth the risk here, in my opinion, off the bottom of the range, with a clear stop loss below these lows, to really challenge a breakout towards the 616, and if not the 66. So for me right now, I am watching that level. Again, the RNR to even just the golden pocket is 1.6. So it's not a bad trade here with a very safe stop loss. If you wanted to be a little bit more risk on, you could probably put your stop loss at about 36.8. But for me, I'm happy to take this trade. If we do see that relief rally, that complacency bounce, I do like it. But same as what I just said about Solana, if Hyperliquid starts to lose its range, whether I would argue maybe it looks like it's probably going to be to the downside. But if it does obviously move out of its range, it's going to be a very aggressive move, because it's been accumulating in this range now for multiple months. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at there. Sui looks absolutely horrible. Raul's out here bull calling Sui. Shut the hell up, bro. Bro can't read a chart in his life. But anyways, yeah, it's at the 786 pullback, which is crazy. Just a mad shout out to obviously Sexy, who me and him obviously traded this wedge breakout way back. Again, there's times in the bull market where I get more, like right now, risk isn't on, volatility's down, volume's down, liquidity's down. There's times where you just know that there's liquidity coming, that it's a bullish time to buy, all these sorts of things, right? And that was way back here in 24. It was also during even this wave here where we corrected and we had a nice breakout here earlier in 25. You just knew that the market was okay still, okay? But then after this, we've just seen price go nowhere. We've seen volume not really come in at all. This is on Binance. Like, volume has been declining on every token. Like, no one is talking about this. So, I don't know. There's a lot of liquidity issues, it seems, since the 10th of the 10th. So, I'm very cautious. Like, I don't want to be buying altcoins right now. If we're about to go into a multi-year bear cycle, the only thing I'm happy to hold is Bitcoin. And obviously something like Hyperliquid, which is showing more strength than Sui. And I have an invalidation level if it loses that range. So again, volume has been dying ever since pretty much the beginning or the end of last year. So it's just really interesting. But yeah, shout out to Sexy and I. Like, we call this massive breakout. We actually decided to take profit up here at about 4.5-ish after, I think it was an 11x move or something. I don't even remember. But yeah, 7-8x move. And again, just be thankful that you had that opportunity to trade. And you don't need to chase trades now. So that's the other thing. Like, a lesson I learned last week after I lost 10% of my perps portfolio was I was having way too much risk on when there was just so much weakness on the Bitcoin chart. Why was I trying to chase altcoins after altcoins? There's a few little mini breakouts, but then I would wake up in the morning and America would dump on me, right? So there's a lot of signs for me that I personally, I shouldn't be looking for that many trades right now. It's not the right time to be looking for those sort of breakout trades. When the time is when BTC is showing strength in a ranging market, or when ETH is showing strength, or when Solana's like showing strength. Okay, that's when you start to look at other altcoins outperforming. Like, even right now, the whole market is correcting, but BTC dominance is still holding above 59%. So for me right now, it's still like, well, I know I would rather buy BTC and hold BTC during now, particularly if we do go into a bear market. But even then, like, no one's really buying into altcoins. And I mean, if we look at total 3 minus stables and BTC and ETH, it just looks like we're going to reject from here and dump. 2017, crazy. 2021, nice. We actually had the meme coin super cycle here, breakout at November, December last year. We saw a breakout, but we rejected straight from the golden pocket. Resistance here, and we corrected. So I would argue this probably was your altcoin season at the meme coin super cycle way back at the end of last year, where you saw multiple tokens in the billions of dollars of range. So for me, like, we could see a little relief, Larry. If BTC can get back to 6 figures, back to maybe 110K, then we could maybe see a pump up here. Otherwise, no, we probably correct here, and it's not looking good for altcoins out there. I mean, if you look at others as well, struggling, resistance from the high of December 2021. Again, what high was this? This was the meme coin super cycle when meme coins were worth $120 billion. Like, no matter how you look at it, the price action is the best indicator you can look at. But I mean, yeah, the Sui ecosystem is struggling as well. Dead Oxide as well. Solana, I mean, DeFi, even in Solana, is still struggling. Like, although the Jupiter spot trade got invalidated in the past couple of days as well. It's broken down, hitting new all-time lows really now outside of the liquidation event as well. Radium also breaking down again. So again, there's just no risk. No one's buying. Like, who is really coming in to buy this market? Not many people. So it's just an interesting, very interesting time. Very, very interesting time. I mean, something like Aster as well saw a breakout, but again, I traded this last week. But again, a lot of things are breaking out and then just rejecting from their golden pocket. And if we have a look, like not much volume coming in. Hey, not even volume on the breakout. And that's the worry. That's the worry. And that's why I was happy to cut on my unchained positions, because we're getting a breakout here, but no volume's coming in. And then the volume that does come in usually is red, and it's dominated by red, right? I mean, look at Pump. Look at Pump, okay? We broke out twice. We broke out here, or we attempted to break out here. We broke out here. We rejected exactly from the golden pocket. Where's the volume? No volume. So there's just a lot of interesting things right now. Met, we can have a look at Met. I pulled that up the other day. I was looking at Met, but again, like we had a breakout. Again, it was absolutely dumping out of nowhere. So good luck trying to time a bottom here on something like that. But eventually broke out here. Really nice retrace. But again, it's just holding onto its 618. Really nice volume come in. But again, what is the dominant volume here? It's red. Red. The largest candles are red. So that shows me that there's way more sellers than buyers right now. And that, like, if you look at like these Mega ETH and Monad and stuff, people are just going to dump it. It's just going to be an absolute dump fest, which is again a reason why you just don't want to be in those sort of risk plays right now, unless you'd like have significant upside, those sorts of things. But even Uni, right? Like Uni's up really nice off the bottom. Like shout out to Aussie for calling this literally at the bottom. But it's in a range that it has not left in over 1,400 days. Like this has been a range for 1,400 days officially today. Like again, if it leaves its accumulation range, then you've still got to deal with these highs. But if, like, I mean, like, look at this sell wick. Like, this is on the weekly. Like, people are taking profits. People are taking profits. So it's just crazy. I mean, Zcash as well. Again, it's starting to reject from this high. I mean, if the rest of the market's not looking healthy, then something like this is going to reject as well. Like, that's another deviation above just this little mini range, which is also kind of a deviation above that range. So, distribution above as well, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's just really interesting right now where volume is and all those sorts of things. So, yeah, Pump looks pretty awful, to be honest. It's broken down Omega. It's broken down below 786, which would have been like, I mean, the long that we took, I took full profits here and had stop loss and break even anyway. So you should have been stopped out in the trade, but it doesn't look good, man. It does not look good. This is a bad chart to be looking at. Very bad chart. Looks like it's about to roll it back to about sort of 0.0026. I mean, if you look at Pengu, it looks absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. This thing is speed running to the 886. So again, invalidation is key. I tried to trade it here. I had invalidation. I got out of the trade. I tried to trade it off the golden pocket here. Okay, this bounce here. I had invalidation there. I got out of the trade. You're protecting downside risk. Again, like just from this last trade that I took, I'm down. If I had held that, I'd be down 40%. Like if I had $10,000, that's $4,000. So you need to have invalidation. That is an absolute no-brainer lesson for you guys to learn. And that's why I love it, because we've been having these conversations now for multiple years in GTG. All right. Any other specific big tokens? I know Aussie's taking along on Tau. It's pretty much down at this sort of region down here. We got stopped out of my long last week. Again, that was one of the big reasons just a silly trade for me. I don't know. I messed up. Anyways, you learn from your lessons, guys. But yeah, Tau's at a pretty critical level. That's probably why Aussie's looking to long it here. But again, look at the volume. It's just absolutely sell pressure. So that's really interesting. Yeah, we looked at Hype earlier, so you have to check the replay. Omega, you can look at it earlier. I don't know about you guys, but I think Greeny sounds a bit too positive about the market. Bond, I don't think I've even mentioned a positive word here. I mean, what can I be positive about? That you get to buy lower. That Bitcoin is now below 6 figures. I think that's pretty positive. But I mean, like if you look at total crypto market cap as well, it looks very bearish. It looks like we're coming into retest. Like if we don't hold this, I would argue that is the bear cycle starting, or I mean, really kicking off. Again, like I've said for a long time, if we break below, if you get back above, all G. If you can't get above, that is the biggest short signal I've seen on any chart that you get. And Solana's a classic example of that as well. Macro is holding up. The chart here, like the dollar looks like it wants to push higher. So that's just something to keep in mind. USDT dominance is going up and is breaking out. So that's another a catalyst why people are stacking US dollars compared to crypto. I mean, I certainly am. I've been stable for a while. I know other people are stable for a while. I can't remember, someone mentioned, maybe someone in the chat, Can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned they'd been stabled up for a while and how good it. Oh no, it was a call. I had a call yesterday. That's right. I had a call with a guy and he's like, yeah, I stabled up like a month ago and I'm so happy. Like the relief you have, the freedom you have of being stabled up, there is nothing better than that. So don't underestimate something like that. Now, obviously the biggest sort of question right now for me as an Australian is, should I be holding AUD versus USD? This is a chart that I will be looking at over the coming months as well, but I would argue AUD looks set to maybe break out against USD, but we'll keep an eye on that one as well. But I mean, like even stocks and stuff, like, I mean, if we look at gold, had a nice corrective wave as well, but then a nice pump, but again, lower high. So is this the first sign of a corrective wave now for across a lot of markets for the next year or two? Who knows? Silver or a swing high, again, lower high. Okay, same again. S&P 500. Same again, lower high. So I don't know. Is this the first sign that maybe crypto is front running a whole market correction? I don't know. And again, just a reminder too, I did buy obviously the tariff dip across a few ETFs and across gold and stuff. I have taken a bit of profits on that as well. It was very much just a swing trade, and my goal is to obviously try and buy a house in the new year. So taking aggressive profits is a strategy that has worked well for me this cycle. So a couple of other topics. So I am still farming Solstice airdrop. It just ticked over 302 million TVL. Sorry. Rumor is the TG is on the 21st of December. My question is, flares are getting absolutely hammered in terms of dilution. So I know a few of us are in the top 1%, but I mean, just be wary. Like some of these these ones here, the 30x multiplier here, and the 15x multiplier. Be careful because these are speed running to zero. Very much so, because they aren't pegged to anything, right? So again, it depends how much you want to, like, I'll sacrifice, well, I think I've got $800 in there. So my question would be, well, hopefully the flares that I earn from this, currently 1.8 million flares, hopefully the flares that I earn from this will give me more than the $800 that I would go close to losing. Alternatively, if you have more stables, just hold USX, sorry, the USX here. If you just hold USX, it's actually a 5x multiplier. If you hold it for 3 months, which I don't think we will qualify for TG on the 21st of September. It depends how much supply comes out too. We don't know. We don't know how much supply will come out. But if you hold it, again, you start to go up these multipliers, 6x if you hold it for 1 month. So, I mean, if you want a less risky play and you're holding stables anyway, something like this where you park a little bit to farm an airdrop is a no-brainer. The yield vault, these ones here, they're very risky though. I wouldn't do that. You can do LP. I'm doing a small LP. As you can see, I'm only getting about 2,000 flares a day with the small LP that I'm doing on Radium with USX and USDC. Again, a safer pool because you're pegged to the USDC. But there are, obviously, you can do some other things down the bottom. But yeah, if you want really degenerate, I'm doing the 30x and the 15x with about $500. I know $800 across the two of them. Very small amount allocation to the liquidity pools, and I'm just holding EUSX and also USX. But USX is definitely the alpha here because it's also getting yield. I think the yield is back up at 3-point-something%, and also the multiplier is 5x. So that's actually very generous considering you just have to park it in stables on the platform. Obviously, if you are trading on chain, there are a few different currently perps that are getting farmed. Aster, obviously, Lighter is another one. EdgeX is another one. Hyperliquid, rumored to have another one. Pacific is another one. Vu I is another one as well, which is having a pre-sale today. I think you had to apply before. So it's just really interesting to see. But like, again, the volume right now is very much just in airdrop farming mode. It'd be very interesting to see what happens across the rest of the market once these airdrop incentives do drop off. Do we see a massive drop off in volume? I'm not sure. I would argue yes. Another yield play, which is over in Hyperliquid, is prjx.com. If you provide liquidity to these pools, you earn points in the ecosystem, and there will be I think this airdrop will be quite massive. Again, I'm very late to this. I haven't checked out Hyperliquid stuff at all, really, to be honest. But again, this is another sort of, it isn't in stables is probably the main takeaway here, but it's in Hyperliquid, which is showing a lot more strength compared to a lot of things. And again, not many people are selling Hyperliquid because there is these incentives within its ecosystem for multiple airdrops. So that's another thing to check out. But yeah, this is one to keep an eye on as well. It's a yield protocol with liquidity as well. So again, have a look. 1.34 for the K hype and hype. USDC is at 157. But again, be careful. Obviously, on-chain liquidity can be risky. You want to double check what it's pegged to and all those sorts of things. I'm still trying to trade a few myriad market. markets, there hasn't been as many recently. They've also, and I mean, volume's been down too, so there hasn't been as many good bets to take. But basically, I'm just looking at what's fresh, what's new, where can I get an edge? Lighter above Aster in its first CMC historical snapshot. I need to just dive into that market. That could be juicy here still at, say, 68 or 32, so I need to look at that. Fed rate cut, that's very much a gamble. But yeah, ETH, this is the ETH market I'm on. I'm on the 2.5K since it was basically 60% on this side, so I'm in profit on that one. 85%, 85K Bitcoin might actually be a good trade here too, potentially as well. And I've been on Canary Pengu since 20% as well. So there's definitely opportunities out there still in the market. You just got to go and find them, okay? And then obviously last one, if you want to find more, IOPN is another one I've been farming. It's just basically a testnet protocol. And if you talk about it on Twitter as well, you start to earn some points for, how much is this? 300K. So it's 100K a month you're going to get. And I think the first month actually is in about 5 days. So I'm currently 6, so I'm hoping that I get a nice little stimmy from this as well. But I am using the IOPN testnet. Again, it's cool. But then again, you can yap about a few different other things as well if that interests you over on Zeet and earn some Zeets. But yeah, guys, right now, market is just, it's a pivotal level today. You want to see this level hold, okay? If we can't hold this level in the coming days, it does not look good. We probably see 75 very soon, very, very soon. Guys, if you enjoyed that, drop a sub. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like. And hopefully join you in GTG. The link is down below. You can join us and get these analysis from me and many other traders throughout the week. And the amazing community has been winning since 2023. Thanks for watching.